broadcasting live, and now as I push the button in quick capture, YouTube, all at the same time. I'm Zennie Abraham. The show is Zennie62, and today we're going to talk about the Madoff scandal, the Fox Theater. We're going to take a look at the top blog news rankings on Technorati, and we're going to cover other matters like Michael Phelps in sports. Well, let's get right to it. Hey, did someone forget to tell Dick Cheney that he is not anymore our vice president? He's making comments regarding how he thinks the Obama administration should handle terrorism and what kind of mistakes he thinks they're going to make. Who asked him? He should take his matter directly to the President of the United States. Shameful. Showing great disrespect for the President and the current Vice President. Now, as I look at the television set, I have news, according to the Associated Press, that the Senate is near a compromise deal on the passage of an economic stimulus plan, the plan that President Barack Obama has tried to push through, and it looks like he's going to achieve success. We'll have more updates later. Now, back to the matter of Madoff. Bernie Madoff is a gentleman and financial advisor and investor who created a $50 billion Ponzi scheme. You know, you put in some money, he asks from you. He asks for someone else to give more money. You get part of that money back. And he asks for more money as he goes further and further and further down the food chain, if you will. Well, this is a fraudulent food chain. But it left in its wake thousands of clients. Thousands. Yesterday, the New York Post published a list of those clients, and that list is enormous. I took that list, downloaded it in a spreadsheet, and started compiling the data. I'm not done yet, but since I live in Oakland and I'm in the Bay Area, I will report that there are at least 6 people in Oakland that were victims of Bernie Madoff's Ponzi scheme, and another 43 people in San Francisco. Now, we know about the other famous names, like, for example, Steven Spielberg, but apparently this really does have nationwide reach. And as we have blogs in Atlanta, San Francisco, Oakland, Los Angeles, New York, and Chicago, as well as Las Vegas, and we're going to have one soon in Miami, you're going to see the names of all the people in those cities that have been affected by Bernie Madoff. Stay tuned for the first list of that tomorrow. Go to Zennie62.com, which I had a little sign that says Zennie62, Zennie 62.com on Saturday evening to see that list. Now, the other story that I have burning on is really what I did last night. I went to, with my good friend Layla, a wonderful event at the newly refurbished Fox Theater in Oakland. Now, this is a local story, but has national implications because it's an example for anyone interested in urban planning of what to do when city, private sector, and interested volunteer citizens of Friends of the Oakland Fox get together and work over a period of years focused to turn around and rebuild a facility that has the largest stage west of the Mississippi. Last night was the Fox Gale opening. I was there. We were there, as I said. We had a wonderful time, a terrific time. It's a proud moment for Oakland because those of you not in Oakland and those of you in Oakland know Oakland for what? The Raiders and crime. This has nothing to do with either. This has something to do with positive economic development, jobs for people and activities. But given that, wouldn't you think the local newspaper, the Oakland Tribune, would put something on its page? Well, let me show you what's on the Oakland Tribune webpage. I haven't seen the front page of the Tribune itself, but since a lot of people go to the web for news, including myself and you, let me show you what is on the Oakland Tribune. Now, bear with me because I'm going to have to grab the camera and move you around a bit, but you've got to see this. Look at this, folks. This is the Oakland Tribune, and that is where, this is top of the fold, and that is where the story should go, right? Instead, it's about what some animated series review, Coraline, destined to become an animated classic. Do you see an Oakland story up here? Okay, Kaiser's located in Oakland, but, you know, where's the Oakland favor? Where's the love for Oakland? I just don't see it, you know? And earlier today on the Situation Room, which I watched, CNN's Jack Cafferty asked the question, if we should worry about saving newspapers. And my response, which they didn't announce, was, look, newspapers are not dying because of foreign competition. They're dying because of managerial incompetence. In a time when local news is very important, people want to know what's going on around them, you'd think the Oakland Tribune would even try to focus on Oakland. They don't do that. But it's not just true for the Oakland Tribune, it's true for a number of large newspapers. Not every newspaper can be the New York Times, which is a local newspaper that is known for its international focus. You can't make money in new media doing that. You have to have a paper that has relevant local news, that has a television reach as well. In other words, they have a partnership with a television organization, they have blogs, and they have radio, hence this experiment that I'm doing. So, anyway, onward. Well, let's go and check and see what's going on with what we call the Technorati blog report. Now, for those of you who don't know what Technorati is, it is a kind of way of aggregating or drawing together the most popular and sometimes the least popular topics that are written on the millions of blogs out there, and it's done on a daily basis. Technorati, by estimates, has 57 million blogs in its system. It has something at its Blogger Central. It's called the top tags for the day. Now, what are the top tags for the day? Well, if we click on Technorati Blogger Central, we find that the rising tags, the top tags of the day, are as follows: news, featured, I kid you not, that's the tag; economy, no surprise there; cinematical; politics; patches; in the news; green, media; and patch 3.1. Now, if we scroll down a bit, we can get a better picture on what's going on. The rising links of the day are essentially the stories of the day. Stories of the day today are the Daily refuses to release stimulus project list, and that's the Chicago Tribune. Let's click on that and see what's going on. Apparently, Mayor Richard Daley of Chicago has compiled a wish list of shovel-ready projects to spend federal economic stimulus funds on should Congress approve a plan. Unlike hundreds of cities, however, Daley said Chicago won't make its list public. Yes, we do have our list, he says. We've been talking to people. We did not put that out publicly because once you start putting out it publicly, you know the newspapers, the media is going to start ripping it apart. And he's right, they are. But I say to that, so what? You know, the people have a right to know how their economic development dollars are going to be spent. But they also have a right to know if the people hired to do economic development really understand what they're doing and really are enacting economic development policies that will help those in the most need.
90 seconds.
One moment. I'm getting a 90 seconds deal here. What is that all about? I have no idea. That is interesting. At any rate, we have no caller, so I'm not going to worry about that. But I wonder if he realizes that we're actually going.
60 seconds.
That's what we have remaining in our show for Blog Talk Radio. Okay. At any rate, didn't realize that 15 minutes would go by so quickly. At any rate, let me encourage everybody. I was going to talk about Michael Phelps, but I'll say this in 60 seconds. Michael Phelps is a good person. I met him last year. If you go to Zennie62 on YouTube, there's a video I have called Michael Phelps is a Cool Motherfucker. He really is. I think that all this is a bit overblown. There's a lot of people who've done what he did, and I think this rush away from him is kind of hypocritical. I would bet that some of the sponsors are actually people who smoke bongs themselves. I kid you not. So, for those on Blog Talk Radio, USTReam TV, and YouTube, I thank you for tuning in. Come to Zennie62.